Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln or their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Hey, it's Chad with Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the #1 selling complete post-workout product, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out, exercises, or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today, try a free sample, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly cloudy skies, a chance of snow this afternoon. See a high near 35. Tonight, a chance of snow and cold with a low of 8. Tomorrow, we'll see a chance of snow in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and breezy with a high near 19. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you don't have Valentine's Day plans this year, strike up some romance at Madson's Bowling and Billiards. Head to Madson's on Friday, February 14th for the first ever Love on the Lanes, a live stage front dating show like Lincoln's never seen. The show is free, live on the bowling lanes with audience participation, hilarious Q&As, and unexpected twists. The show is free, but reserve VIP seating by emailing Sarah at madsonslincoln.com. Come for the love, stay for the laughs, and leave with memories or a match on Valentine's Day at Madson's.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to this Super Bowl post-game Monday morning, cold as a mother in Lincoln, Nebraska. Got me and Rico here on the ones and twos. We got AG hanging there in Houston. Raff is in the air right now. Safe travels to Raff. Nick is teaching a class. Professor Swim is in full effect right now. AG, good morning to you, brother.
Good morning, AD. How you doing?
We might have some issues here. I don't know if he'll be able to stream in here.
Well,
because we're having a little bit of issues with our Adobe pot, I believe.
I see. Well, as you're working on that, I tell you, we'll see if we can get AG in here shortly. As far as that goes, Rico, you're gonna kind of man that and see if we can get done.
Yeah, I'll let you talk. I'm gonna do some stuff.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to try to get AG tapped in here. I know Rico's going to work on that, but having some technical difficulties with that. We'll try our best to get that in. But it is Monday. It is a very cold Monday here in the capital city. In fact, looking at the temperature right now, 17 balmy degrees in Lincoln, Nebraska. So it is very, let me take that back, y'all. We're from Nebraska. It ain't very cold, but it's cold enough. I'll put it that way. Yesterday was the Super Bowl, of course, last night, if you want to call that. Folks, I don't even know if to call it a game or an absolute. That was just a beatdown that took place last night in New Orleans. If you are a Chiefs fan, text in. I want to do a heat check. How are you feeling this morning? Besides the obvious, if you're a Chiefs fan, let us know what you thought went wrong. Tell me what went wrong, even if you're not a Chiefs fan. And if you're not a Chiefs fan, on the text line, 402-464-5685, let us know what you think went wrong last night, besides the fact that there was just an absolute beatdown that took place in New Orleans. And I'm going to tell you, the thing that surprised me the most was how dominant that KC was for the game, because it got out of hand awfully quick. Halftime, it was 24 donut. And I think the biggest, one of the biggest margins, I think there's only one other game that had a bigger halftime margin than that. And I have those notes taken up, but just kind of skimming over it. Chiefs fans, let me know how you're feeling right now. Text in. Let me know what you're feeling like. How's it going? If you are a Philly fan, like my nephew Mason, how he became a Philly fan, I don't know. Our family comes from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Philly's on the other side of the state of Pennsylvania. How he became a Philly fan, I don't know. He's always kind of done his own thing. So we'll see what happens with that. My other nephew, though, MJ, he spent a lot of time. He was born in Nebraska, but was raised a lot of years in KC as a kid, so he kind of just held on to that loyalty to them, if you would. But man, that game last night was no joke for a lot of reasons. Another thing that was a hot topic: what do you think of the halftime show? I mean, I seeing all sorts of stuff about the halftime show. It was awful. Then I hear it was good. Then I hear it was terrible. Then I hear it was good. I just don't know. Downtown Scott, good morning to you, man. He says, hey, they got dominated, and Mahomes was throwing bad, and guys. And Mahomes was throwing bad, and guys were catching the ball. Yeah, Unknown texture 6696 says, yes, I loved it. He loved the beatdown that took place there. So we got the Super Bowl, obviously, to talk about. Also, favorite Super Bowl commercials. Want to hear about that. There were some good ones last night. Want to hear what you're thinking about the commercials as well. Husker women took care of business last night. I'm sorry, lost over the weekend. They lost the last, man, the walk-off was rough.
The softball team.
The softball team. That was rough.
That was a tough one. Up 5-0 going into the final 2 innings, and you allow what was it, 4 runs, and then you allow the walk-off in the bottom of the 7th. I restarted the computer. Let's see if we can hear Ahman now. Let's see. Ahman, talk to us. We'll see if it's
check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Rico, well done.
I figured it out.
Well done, Rico. Well done.
Look at the big brain on Rico.
Let's give a virtual applause for my man Rico on it. I appreciate it. Sam Donlan real fast says, good morning to you, Sam. Did I win anything for the squares or was required to be at the Wings and Rings?
We had one that was at Wings and Rings and then one that we were giving out throughout the week last week. And I will have to check the squares with the scores to make sure, see who all won. I'm not 100% sure. I think Jake has all of that. So we'll see.
Love it. AG, tell us good morning to you, brother. Obviously you're back home.
Yep.
Tell us about New Orleans, man, your time there, bro. Because you flew out on Wednesday morning?
Yeah, Wednesday morning. Hit the ground running. Got to my hotel, dropped bags off. Walked over to the convention center where Radio Row and the NFL Experience was at. Didn't get the opportunity to go to the NFL Experience. That was something, always a fun little thing. You go do mini combine stuff like that. But I had a fantastic, 2 days on Radio Row, interviewing people like Josh Jacobs, Jermichael Finley, Todd Gurley, to name a few. Trying to think who else. Oh, Steve Smith, wide receiver from the Carolina Panthers that ended his career with the Ravens.
Oh, so you didn't have any fun at all. That's you were just bored.
I said I had I set it up. I had a fantastic day. 2 days there.
Talk to anybody, and you were just walking around. That's
walking around, catching folks on the slide, getting great interviews with these guys. You could go to Alumni Media on network on Instagram and catch the interviews. That's where they're posted right now. Just a fun time. Just seeing, Pat McAfee show was on Radio Row. We got a chance to talk with AJ Hawk, my old teammate there. That was fun. But just seeing everybody out there with their shows, seeing Stephen A walking out. Stephen A is a lot taller than I thought. He's a stick though, but he's tall. he reminds me of Wembanyama. He's got all that height, but he ain't got no beef on it, on them sticks. But no, good conversation with this passing with him, and it was fun. It was
Sha'Carri out there.
Who?
Sha'Carri Richardson. She was. Out
was she there? Oh, was she there? No, I missed her. I saw.
Was there? They were there with ISHO Speed was there, and he was trying to get Sha'Carri to race him.
Oh, of course. Who wouldn't?
She told him. She said, "If you come down to Texas, where she trained, she goes, if you come down to Texas and you go through one training session with me, you have to make it through the whole day. I'll race you the next day."
Oh, I'll take that.
So I think he's gonna do it because he's the one that raced Noah Lyles and was just like, "Oh yeah, I beat him, or I almost beat him." And it was close.
I would take that. And then on Friday, I did my esports event there. Turned out great. Did my Gamers Lounge podcast from the Pro Football Retired Players Association room that we had at the Sheraton Hotel, Rhythms 2 room. Had a good showing of former players that came in just to kind of meet, and everybody who's running the event or running the tournament, running the league that's going on. And so it's a league I created just for former athletes to compete against each other, either for their own, pockets in terms of winning money or for their foundation. So they win money to go towards their foundation. But it's going to be another way that former athletes from all sports, not just football, can connect after, their playing days, to have competition, to have community, to grow that. So it's the Alumni Media Esports League that I launched this Friday. And we have our website. It's AMEL esports.com. So you can go there if you're a former athlete of any sport, not football, baseball, basketball, softball, hockey, tennis, golf, Olympic sprinter, jumper, shot put, whatever. male or female, doesn't matter. But if you in your pastime are one of those athletes that play video games like myself, then go to the website, fill out the registration form, get your name in the bucket to try to win. And we got I say compete to win, not try to win, compete to win. And at the end of the regular season for this, we want to have our championships right now. We're working on a location in Las Vegas in the first weekend of November. That's when the in-person championship. So if you win your games and you just like the playoffs, you qualify to go to wherever the big game is going to be. It's going to be in Las Vegas for us this year. That is the goal, where you could, have a good time in the wintertime and potentially win more money for your charity or a foundation that you support or for yourself. So there you go. And then Saturday I had you couldn't put this in the movie, y'all, for real. So I'm sitting at this one place. I went to this Verizon Super Bowl party, and I didn't think it was going to be a party because on the invite it said a speakeasy, and everybody knows what the speakeasies are. Lincoln has a few of them. I've been to a few of them in Lincoln, Nebraska, and then big cities have them, right? And usually a speakeasy atmosphere is like it's chill, soft music, it's quiet. No, you would have thought Kendrick Lamar was in the building. this thing, me and my daughter Ahman, we went in there and it was quiet in the beginning. We got there early. It was like 10 o'clock. Then I'm like, we'll probably be here an hour and we're going to bounce. And so about 11:30, that's when the top got popped off. So the DJs got hype. He's playing all the 90 rap and hip hop from the early 90s and 2000, basically 2000s as well. So first guy I saw to get everything rolling was Cameron Scatterboo from Arizona State.
Oh, wow.
Man, this kid, I can't wait till he gets in some NFL uniform. He's going in. I told him, hey, man, continue to do what you're doing. I don't care what they say at the combine about your speed, about your height, about your weight.
Yeah.
Just when you get whatever team that drafts you, continue to run the ball the way you run the ball, but run the ball. Continue to play football the way you play football. Because if I'm a head coach or if I'm the running back coach or GM, they want a guy like you mentally and physically be on the team, because you exude that presence of having that confidence. And he just soaked it up. And then as I'm dropping these nuggets on my young pup, as I called him, my young pup, then another big dog comes into the conversation, Mr. Adrian Peterson. He comes in the conversation and he starts dropping bones and nuggets on Cam Scatterboo. So this moment, man, it couldn't got any better.
I would imagine his eyes when he's seeing the likes of you two talking.
Right. So you got me, all-time leading rusher. You got AP, who's like number 3 or number 4 all-time leading rushers in the NFL. That's giving you the nuggets of what you need as a professional. I wish I had that conversation with Eric Dickerson or Marshall Falk or Eddie George. I wish I could have had that my rookie year. I didn't have a bad rookie year, but still, just like, man. So I had the opportunity, because I know somebody that did that for me when I was a freshman at Nebraska was a LP. LP, Lawrence, Clinton, those guys, they put their arms around me and they said, AG, this is how we do it. This is how Nebraska running backs run the ball. This is how we hold ourselves to a standard on the field, and we do this, that, and the other. And so that's what we were given to Cam Scatterboo as in a former NFL running backs. This is what we do. This is how it's about confidence. It's about bringing the fight. You bring the fight to the defender. We hit first. We don't wait to get hit. Things of that nature. Just dropping that on them. We exchanged phone numbers and went our way. So I'm gonna reach out to Cam here in another couple of days. He's already training for the combine, for February. So at the end, I'll say in a couple more weeks or so. And he got some. I will say, what's the word? He got some Jedis that he has a connection with now that'll make this young Padawan definitely understand the Force.
You would.
So in all, hey, I had a damn good weekend in New Orleans, man. That's all I gotta say.
Did you fly out?
So check that. So reason why I was supposed to fly out. So I ended up flying back out on yesterday morning.
Okay.
But I had to change my flight first because I was like, I didn't know about this speakeasy party, right? Reason why I found out, because a guy that I humble brag all the time. I'm sorry. I can't help it. But I never mentioned to you guys because I know it'll happen. But now I got to. So I've been knowing Anthony Mackie for over 20 years. We text each other every blue moon. Wow. He check in. Hey, Ahman, how you doing? I saw this on social media. What's good with that? or I hit him up. Boom, boom, boom.
Let the listeners know who Anthony Mackie is.
So Anthony Mackie is the current Captain America or Falcon for Marvel series of movies that you're watching right now. That guy. Okay. I met him in 2005 at the Sundance Film Festival when I was watching your Steelers in the AFC Championship game against whoever they played and beat, because they went to the Super Bowl that year. They beat Seattle. That was the year they beat Seattle in Detroit. And so we talked for a whole hour, almost an hour and a half when I met him in Park City, Utah. And then right at the end of the conversation, AG, man, get your number, man. You're a good dude. We need to, I want to hang out with you sometime. I'm a football guy. So we did. And we stayed connected for 20 plus years.
That's crazy.
That was 2005 we met. And so he hits me up that day. He said, AG, what you doing today? I said, man, actually it was a light day because all my stuff was on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. He said, hey, I'm going to go to this Verizon party. Meet me there. But the bad thing was he didn't make it there. I don't know. He had his kids. He had to drop them off. So he got probably busy with family. But, I got to go to his high school where he graduated from, and full circle moment here where I'm there just to support him. And he gets announced, and he got he got put into his high school Hall of Fame. And one of the high school Hall of Fames that he got put into was the high school that my dad went to. The man, Edward Kenneth Scott, that raised me, who was from New Orleans. He was the first graduating class of St. Augustine High School. And this school was there playing it in a just kind of impromptu on the moment flag football game. And so now I'm coaching this flag football team that Anthony, I had no idea of. He's like, my friend Ahman Green's come here to support. He's going to help coach the flag football team from St. Augustine High School. And I'm like,
he set you up.
Right. He set me up. But I was like, you know what? I'm going with this. I'm going to roll with this. I mean, how you're not going to coach when you have Anthony Mackie saying that you're going to coach his team.
Did your team win?
No, we lost. We lost by a touchdown. It was the first one to like 28 or something. So we only lost by a touchdown because every time my team had the ball, we scored, and we got I think it was we went out on 4. We didn't get the conversion on one series, and so they ended up getting the win. And but it was a fun time. I met those 5 kids. One kid was named Knowledge. He was the quarterback. He didn't want to be a quarterback because he didn't like throwing the ball. I said, hey, bro, just have fun, man. I said, this is a game that nobody's going to maybe remember but you and me, and just have fun. And he went out there and threw 2 touchdowns. And I said, see, you having fun, aren't you? He's like, yeah. He's like, man, okay. But then at the end of the day, we got Anthony Mackie, getting paid homage from being from his high school in New Orleans, which I knew he was from there, but I didn't know he was at that high school. And then also knowing that my father's high school that raised me was there too. That was just like a full circle moment, man. I was just like, man, this is awesome. So at the end of the day, great weekend, then obviously fantastic football on Sunday. That was unfortunate for the Chief fans out there of the world. So
yeah, there was my neighbor, Eric Fuentes, who came
on.
Oh
no.
And he just goes, he goes, yeah, I want to get exactly what he said. Basically just they're the defensive line was just, he goes, the D line is on a mission. And he said, the better team, he said the better team definitely won tonight, which we'll talk a lot about that. The 10 o'clock hour, Jay, the Black Hall of Famer is going to come in at 9:30, kind of share his thoughts. And then we'll talk a lot about this game at 10, and just how, and at least I can't speak for everyone, and just shock that I was the game, the way it did go down. Commercials, before we go to break, man, what commercials? Because on the text line, because honestly, I had to rewind and watch some of the commercials, because during the commercials, I'm trying to, get this back together. Yeah. So I was kind of walking around.
We're doing announcements during the commercials, so I didn't get to listen to a lot of them.
Yeah. Unknown texter 2655 says, favorite commercial? How about the worst? Whatever that one with the tongue needs banned from TV and the internet.
Oh, that one was. I looked up and I just see this tongue just dancing around, doing all the hitting the like wind chimes or whatever, and I'm just like, what is happening right now? Like, I was so confused. Like I said, we're doing announcements, so we can't hear it.
Right.
And I'm paying attention to, we're giving prizes away. And all of a sudden I look up, there's just this tongue on the screen. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. And I'm comfortable.
I gotta check.
I missed that one. I missed the tongue commercial. I
did too, AG. I'll send you this link that it shows all the commercials. You can watch them again.
Yeah, it's on YouTube as well.
On YouTube as well.
Okay. But I what I like about all the commercials is that what I like to do is guess before you know what the commercial's about. You try to say, oh, it's an insurance commercial. Oh, no, it's a food commercial. It's a car commercial.
Yeah.
I say, so like the one with the Fast and Furious crew, it had Vin Diesel, Rodriguez, and Ludacris. And I'm like, okay, it's a car insurance commercial or something like that. And it was a Haagen-Dazs commercial. It was an ice cream. It was an ice cream bar commercial.
They're just doing weird stuff.
They were doing some good stuff. And then the David Beckham one too, when he found out that he had a brother. That one, the Stella, the beer. You remember that one?
Didn't see that one. No.
Yeah. So Stella, was it the beer? Artois. The Stella Artois. So he's sitting down with his mom and dad, and his mom and dad said, hey, there was another David, and we called him Other David. And he finds out Other David we moved him. He got adopted by a family in America, and of course it's Matt Damon is his brother, plays his brother in this commercial. So
Big Ty said Coors Light with the Slavs and Doritos was good. See, I gotta go.
That was a good one. That was a funny one. Yeah.
The Doritos one was funny with the alien like trying to take the bag, and then it arrows the beam is just like throwing them all over the room.
Oh, he got beat up by the tractor beam from the alien space shuttle. Yeah, that was a good one too.
I like I think it was Instacart or whatever it was, where it's like the food delivery or like the grocery delivery, and it was like all of the mascots for those things. So it was like the puppy monkey baby for whatever, and the Old Spice guy on the horse, and the Kool-Aid man, and the Jolly Green Giant, like all of those things. They're like
the whole crew.
They're like running to the house, and then it's just these 2 bags full of groceries, and it's like, did you order milk? And it's like, oh, we forgot the milk, and it ends with like the cow on a motorcycle, like driving.
Oh yeah. I saw that one.
I like that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Dustin and Lake Alfred, good morning, brother. He goes, AG, you did not miss the tongue commercial?
You did not.
You did not miss.
You don't need to see it. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
either,
it was
man.
weird. It was weird.
Yeah, when you mentioned it, I'm like, tongue. I would have remembered that. Yeah, I would have remembered, but I totally missed that one.
I don't even remember what it was advertising.
What was it? Was it the cowboy hat?
Who was the cowboy hat boy guy? Oh, that was weird. That was weird.
They had like the wizard hat.
Yeah, what was that even about?
Not a clue.
I can't remember what it was about, but he had a cowboy hat head. That was his head.
They were like his friend, well, not his friends, the schoolmates were like, "Oh, you chose a cowboy hat. Nobody likes westerns. It's all about magic."
Here's I'm gonna say, you guys, if you're going to spend $8 million for an ad, $8 million, the bottom, $8 million plus, wouldn't you want to make sure, AG, Enrico, that your audience understands what the message is?
Yeah.
I mean, it's different with art, creativity, art, singing, rap, etc. I get that. Some won't get it, some will. But when you're going for an ad,
I think that's the trick. That's the fun of it. I think they're sitting in these production, commercial planning, brainstorming meetings, saying, "Okay, we want to get to this is our A point. This is our starting point, and we want to get to B or D, A, B, C, or D. What we're gonna do between A and C to get to D, to get the D." Yeah. So that's like, how much fun can we have now? Because everybody knows at this moment that they want to get entertained and get thrown off a little bit, or be like, what the heck am I watching right now on this 30 seconds of commercial? So I believe all the companies are having these brainstorming conversations back in October, because they got to get ready. They got to start shooting these commercials probably October of the given year.
I don't know when they do it, but it's
I was just lost with the one with the hat. I was like, what's the message?
I'll have to look that one up and see what it was. 1097 on the text line says seal is the seal for Baja Blast.
I did see that one.
100%. That was my favorite.
That, AG, if you ever seen
not
that
just
one,
because I love Baja Blast and Mountain Dew, but because
seal was a seal.
Yes, no, I saw that one for the Mountain Dew, and then they redid when Harry met Sally. The scene where Meg Ryan is doing her thing, and it was a sandwich commercial, because they were in a sandwich. I mean, they were eating at a restaurant, and it was at least it matched up with what was going on. It was a mayonnaise commercial. It was a mayonnaise commercial. It was Helen's or something like that, or Hellman's. It was Hellman's mayonnaise. Yeah, so,
good stuff. A lot of money spent. Good commercials.
A ton of money spent. Hey, just take a quarter of that money and let's put that to some foundations, some charities out there.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Let's do that.
Make it make something.
Right,
folks. When we come back, we got the black shirt be calling in, getting his quick analysis, and just his opinions on the game yesterday, and then we'll hop over to Husker basketball. Husker women got a game tonight as well. Iowa at the Vault at 7, and of course a lot of Super Bowl talk as well. We'll be right back, folks. It's The Drive, Monday morning.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
If you don't have Valentine's Day plans this year, strike up some romance at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards. Head to Madsen's on Friday, February 14th for the first ever Love on the Lanes, a live stage front dating show like Lincoln's never seen. The show is free, live on the bowling lanes with audience participation, hilarious Q&As, and unexpected twists. The show is free, but reserve VIP seating by emailing sarah@madsonslincoln.com. Come for the love, stay for the laughs, and leave with memories or a match on Valentine's Day at Madson's.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln or their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
We currently have a great inventory of homes that are completed or almost complete available right now that you could move in within 30 to 90 days.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
In Woodside Village, which is in Northwest Lincoln, catty corner from the new Northwest High School, we have available homes right now that start in the lower 300s. Sod, sprinklers are included, all your kitchen appliances, brand new homes ready to go. A very accessible area, easy to get downtown, easy to get on the interstate. It's just a great location. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. Available homes right now that start in the lower 300s.
Call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting. at Aspen Builders.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly cloudy skies, a chance of snow this afternoon. See a high near 35. Tonight, a chance of snow and cold with a low of 8. Tomorrow, we'll see a chance of snow in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and breezy with a high near 19. A meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we're back on this chilly Monday morning here in the capital city. Got Rico on the ones and twos. Nick is teaching a class. Professor Swim. Raff is in the air right now. AG's back home in H-Town, Houston. We got the Hall of Famer, the black shirt himself, Jay Foreman, on the line. Jay, good morning to you, brother.
Good morning. How you guys doing with the mouthpiece isn't there this morning? You guys getting plenty to talk about there.
For sure.
Jay, what was your overall, just in, I'm asking this way, in one word, before I get to more and AG gets to more Rico as well, one word, what is your one word that describes last night's game?
It was dominating. I mean, the Eagles dominated that game, man. It was, I guess, it was no joke what they did to the Commanders. And, I feel, I'm sure the Eagles, felt like they dominated, but they also probably felt like they left the meat on the bones. That could have been a big blowout. And I think the end score, the 18 points, I don't want to call it the spread or whatever, was a little bit of fool's gold. I think maybe some, I felt like last year the Chiefs kind of backdoored their way into championship. Kind of, what I mean by that is it wasn't their best team. Had a lot of things go right, and then the Chiefs experience took them to 2 in a row. And then this year, they were kind of using what they did last year to get through the playoffs all season long, and then the clock struck 12, and they faced a defensive line and a defensive coordinator, and probably the most complete team. This is the best team that they probably had played in their short time here, as far as winning a Super Bowl. So, but you know what? AG will tell you this. It's hard to win one game. One in the NFL. One. And for the Chiefs to be in the mix, and obviously to be able to win 3 in a row is remarkable. It's commendable. And they just faced a better team last night. And if they played 10 times, the Eagles will win 6, 7, maybe even 8 of them.
For sure.
You think about, you mentioned the defensive side, just what Philly was able to do with Mahomes. And I was sharing this earlier to the guys when you were getting ready to go, AG, in that Mahomes was sacked more this year than any year in the past, man. I mean, he was running for his life the whole night last night. Mm-hmm. I mean, and Jay and Ahman, you guys both know KC had struggled with their offensive line all year, particularly the left tackle position. Were you still surprised, Jay, the way that they manhandled the offensive line? Because we all know KC struggled all year O-line wise. We know that. Right. But man, what Philly did to them last night, man, it was almost like, they had no chance whatsoever. Mahomes was running for his life all night.
Yeah, how they do it now is Kansas City has kind of always, struck gold on, they had Orlando Brown for a little while. Mm-hmm. They picked up Taylor. He had played well, but then you started to pick up some intricacies on their offensive line. Also, Tyreek Hill being gone. And then obviously with Rasheed Rice being out. So those were the ultimate equalizers because you could block the same, but Tyreek Hill is going to beat every defensive back off the line, and that ball's on time and it's explosive play. So it's a lot of, fool's gold or smoke screen. But if you notice what they've done, how you beat a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, I'm a big believer in you try to punish the quarterback, right? Punish him. Every time that you hit him, you try to punish him. But also, you wear him out by making him run for his life in throw-off schedule and all this other stuff. And they have depth. They got size. They got speed. They play with phenomenal technique. They got a really good defensive line coach. And they go about 7, 8 deep. So they're constantly coming after you. And then if you know Vic Fangio, with his pass rush plan, it does really well against quarterbacks like that, and also having 2 weeks really helps them out to dissect, an offense like that. And then let's face it, they haven't featured Travis Kelce as much, so then therefore, that's your other equalizer. So everything falls on Patrick Mahomes. And when you have a offense like the Eagles, it makes that defense that much better. And, they just met their match, man. That depth of pass rushers, the willingness and the relentless that they wanted to get to him. And the one thing I think also that was very clear, there was no fear.
No.
Kansas City, this is how I knew Kansas City was losing the Super Bowl. This is the honest to God truth. And when you purposely think you're going to intimidate a team and you're trying to do little petty stuff, that means you're thinking about stuff that you don't need to. Patrick Mahomes wore the green suit and all that. See, that lets me know that you knew that you got some chinks in your armor, so you're trying to do those type of things to get you to win. Now, and here's on the flip side how it worked. Last year, they go on the road to Baltimore. Baltimore probably was the better team, roster-wise, where they were playing. They were at home, and what they do, they were, kicking. They kicked the kicker was warming up, and they went out, warmed up in front of them, and all this type of stuff. Those mind games work with maybe a younger, not as really well-oiled machine type of team like that, right? It ain't working with Philly. It ain't working not with those type of dudes. No. They ain't backing down for nothing.
No.
Jay, we're speaking to Jay Foreman, host of Old School. Jay, was there something? So, 2 weeks ago, Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, he was running all over Buffalo. He was able to get out of the pocket and he was able to use his legs. In this matchup, in this game, what was Philadelphia's defensive line? Because they didn't blitz at all. What was Philadelphia's defensive line doing so well to keep him in the pocket and keep him from escaping and creating plays with his legs?
They're very good. They were really good in the rush lane, and then they chased him like heck. Whenever he got out of the pocket, and then also their chase lanes were very detailed and disciplined. So they weren't allowing him to extend a 5-yard scramble into a 25-yard scramble. And here's the biggest difference there's two big differences between the Eagles and the Bills. And I hate to say it, right? I will say it. It's when you look at it, number one, the Eagles have guys on the outside that you could throw a 50-50 ball, and more than 50% of the time he's going to make that play. And that's Brown and Devontae Smith. So right then, that pushes a hole in what Kansas City likes to do. Number two, I feel that the Eagles' defensive backfield, and you could even and let's just say their second and third level is significantly better than Buffalo, both personnel-wise, player to player, and experience-wise, player to player, and then more importantly, it is depth-wise. So when they go down to their third, defensive, their nickelback, Gardner Johnson, he's probably the best nickelback in the league. He ain't backing down from Travis Kelce. He can cover running backs out of the backfield, and he's a great tackler, and he's an intimidator. Then you have Blankenship, Cooper DeJean, Mitchell, and then you got Darius Slay. You lock them down. So any type of scramble and stuff, they're just suffocated out there with a vacuum seal of coverage on scramble.
AG, go ahead, my man.
No. I mean, I was just piggybacking on what Jay's saying. Between letting, I say one point that he brought up, letting or trying not letting him, but making Pat Mahomes go to the scramble. And you saw the effects of that. We saw that back in the college football championship with that first series with Notre Dame's quarterback, right? Trying to run the ball 8 times and he was gassed. And so I was paying attention to that too, because I know what it takes to be a running back to run against a defense. And so quarterbacks, sometimes they get pushed into that because obviously coverage was what it was downfield. Like Jay mentioned, guys couldn't get open. And so he was forced, to go downfield. And you could see that those pass lanes, those rush lanes that Philly's defense were staying on, when he did get out of there, he only picked up a few yards. He only had 4 rushes for 25. So being disciplined in those rush lanes was key for Philly's defense, because they knew by watching film, and we all know by watching games, what Pat Mahomes can do with his legs to buy his legs time legs time for his arm for guys to get open. But the other point that wasn't happening, those guys weren't getting open. It was those moments where we thought he could get a pass late. We usually seen it before, and it didn't happen. And I say Philly did an outstanding job of doing that. If we let him scramble, don't let him, hurt us with a magical play. It didn't really happen until the game was over when they finally got a touchdown with the rookie receiver there. So it was just one of those games where dominance, no fear, full confidence to defense, to Philly's defense overall in the whole game. And then offense just basically, took their opportunities when they could and took advantage of it. And I agree with Jay too. They left money on the field with some of those field goals at the end, but they did what they could get out of it. But it was a complete dominance throughout the game. And it's just the penetration to that defensive line. When you get guys up the field like they were doing in the middle, running or passing the ball is going to be a problem. And that's what you want to. With four guys, and that's what the beauty of it is. It's like you think about what Spagnuolo has done all off season, or all pro postseason, where he's done it with safeties and corners blitzing the gaps, and sometimes dogging with the linebackers. But Philly really didn't do that. It was the four guys up front, keeping those guys fresh, rotating them in and out, getting to the rush. And so, as a defensive coordinator, so Vic Fangio is like, I'm happy because I don't have to come up with no elaborate scheme to bring in DBs and corners, blitzing from backside to up the middle to where Pat can't see the guy. No, he sees the guys that are coming after him, and they're not letting him get anywhere. So good job to what they did in their game plan, and to follow through with it too, and able to execute it for 4 quarters. And that game, like I said, like Jay said, it was kind of known right away what was going to happen for the rest of the game. And if Kansas City couldn't adjust to it or stop it or change it in any way, way, shape, or form, it continued as it did for all 3 quarters of that game.
So kind of staying on that, I want to get Jay's opinion on this. We're speaking with Jay Foreman, co-host of On the Block, and old school former linebacker for Nebraska and in the NFL. As a linebacker, have you ever faced a team that only ran the ball 7 times with running backs? And if so, or if not, like what does that do for you as a linebacker, where your defensive line's getting that much penetration? You're not going to be going after the quarterback. You're playing back. Either you're in a zone or you're manned up on somebody. What does that do for you as a linebacker?
Well, I mean, it makes it a little bit easier day at the office, but also that means you got to cover the likes of Travis Kelce and Pachinko and all those guys out of the backfield. I mean, it's not a day off, but I think it's a credit to the defensive line. They dictated the pace. They put Kansas City one arm behind their back in a street fight, and next thing you know, they really couldn't commit to the run. And there's this old saying, like, football is not changing. You got to run the ball, and you got to stop the run if you want to win championship games. Now, granted, everybody say, well, Saquon didn't have 150 yards, but they committed to the run. They committed to the run. They were getting enough runs to stay on time and on schedule. Therefore, they could, work their play action pass. They started to flare them out, so they extended the run game. So you have to be able to run the ball. Kansas City hadn't been able to, and that's been their bell cow. All the way back to their first championship back in the day when they beat San Francisco the first time, and even when they beat the Eagles, is they've been able to kind of lean on the run, and they did it with, like, in my mind, like lower round or free agent type of running backs, but they were very, very effective. Now here's where like the intricacies of the football game is a lot different. If you go back to last year's Super Bowl, how did Kansas City win? Patrick Mahomes being kind of I got you right on the RPO twice past I think Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa, which one that plays for San Francisco. Yeah. Right? Well, Vic Fangio knows that. So now all the trickery and the stuff that looks cool, we are gonna punish you. And that's not an option anymore. In a game like that the defensive line wins, from the get go. And if you're able to reset the line of scrimmage, man to man, your
it's
4
over.
guys against their 5, it doesn't matter if they run or pass, because that game is going to be over unless they start hitting some easy bombs on you and you bust coverages. And Philly's coverage in their defensive backfield is number 1, they got healthy.
Yep.
Number 2, they got better. Well, that's the trouble. That's a recipe for disaster. AG, I want to ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Talk about what it takes for a running back like Saquon to understand that Spagnuolo is going to overload the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a tough day at the office, right?
Yep.
He had one chance to get an explosive run, but your role is as big as Jalen Hurts and the receivers and whoever else, because you got to get those 3 yards or 4 yards and be satisfied with it. And you got to make sure that your ball technique and everything is on point, because what you're doing is setting up for a bigger picture. And obviously that's win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the opportunity to understand your role now. This is now team player territory. Oh, you know what? This is not going to be my game, but this is what I'm going to do for my game today. I'm going to help my teammates out. When I run the ball, I'm going to get what I can, because I'm not getting a whole lot right now. So when the ball is coming to me, if it's a run or pass, and even if it's a play action fake, I'm picking up the blitz afterwards, and I'll leak to the flat wherever my check down is. And that's how you focus, because then this is a team game. Anything thinking about your stats or trying to, you're not padding them or thinking about padding them or anything is out the window, because you already know this is the game. There's nothing else important on right now. For me as a player, it's like, all right, what my team needs me to do, I'll see how effective I can be. And you saw right there the dictation. Kansas City did slow down their run game enough, and to where Saquon wasn't having the big explosive play. So that right there told, listen to, as a former running back watching, it's like, all right, I'll just get what I can when I can't get it. That's it. If I could get a big run here, cool. I'm gonna be satisfied with all that, because at the end of the day, my quarterback is doing his job. He did well. He had 11 carries for 72. So he basically took half of the workload in terms of the run, but then also did his job as a thrower, completing the passes, throwing 2 touchdowns, only getting sacked twice, which in a game like this, where the other team got sacked 6 times, then we're doing our job to win. So that's the mindset for Saquon at that point, because we got him there. As the O-line and Saquon and what he did during the regular season, they got him to this game, and now the offensive line and everybody understood their roles to finish off this season and beat Kansas City the way they beat them.
Yeah, I think the one biggest thing is it's going to be interesting to see what Kansas City does in the offseason to adjust. I mean, look, they went to 3 championships in a row, and sometimes you just got to adjust to level up. It's not a full panic mode and rebuild, but you can't continue to rinse and repeat, because Patrick Mahomes is still not even. I don't even think he's at his apex yet as far as.
No.
I think he'll continue to get better, and it's not even about stats, right? So,
no.
But Travis Kelce is getting a little bit older. You obviously haven't featured him as much. He probably, in my opinion, he didn't look as in shape as he could have been.
I agree with that. I agree with that for sure.
Just because I know I've seen him how he moves, and then also I realize I think he never was able to find that second gear like he usually does the last quarter of the season, because he didn't come in out of shape. Now that's distractions, and it's not has nothing to do with his girlfriend. I think he's been able to parlay some of his stuff into commercials and Hollywood and all that. Well, that takes away from your focus. But then also you have to figure out how to continue to be explosive with the most explosive quarterback in the league. And as his mind starts to become superior, kind of like when Brady started to really go, you might have to go through a lull until you figure out and catch your second win. And so it'd be interesting to see what Andy Reid and, the powers that be, along with obviously Patrick Mahomes, do for this second run of what they potentially could do in Kansas City. It's not going to get easier. It's going to get harder, because now I would tell you this, there's more pass rushers out there now, and they're figuring out ways to stop these passing games. And with teams not really committing to the run, both in personnel and offensive line play in general has slid down. The teams that do it the best find a way to run the ball, obviously commit to the run, and then obviously you find a way to be explosive and have continuity in your coaching staff is going to be key. Because as you've seen it with Detroit, they start to get guys plucked off, and you start to lose that. If you can kind of find that 2 or 3 year run, you'll be successful. But it all depends on Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, what they come up with.
Yep. And then at the end of the day, this is a blueprint. Watching this game here sets the stage for every team, all 30 teams, to watch this game over and over again, to see how they got home at 4, to see how they D up their wide receivers. So the blueprint's out there. Now you just got to study it. It's up to you as a coaching staff to study it and get ready for Kansas City for the next season, minus the players that they're going to lose through retirement or gain players through the draft and free agency coming up here in a few months.
You know what's crazy? I'll tell you this right quick before I take off is that, and this is no different than like at Nebraska, right? Like say you reach tangible success, right? And that's obviously either you get the Super Bowl trophy, you go to a bowl game, or whatever. You have a successful season, whether it's going to a bowl game, whatever it is, right? Whatever your goals are. The hardest part is dealing with success. Is understanding you got to tee it up again and you got to get better. Like as much as people are gonna like pat you on the back, right? Like that's fine and all, but like you gotta get better. Like and obviously Patrick, everybody else will, but like for those younger players or guys that are trying to get there, like this off season is actually like where you got to really turn yourself into a better player. And the reason why I think that's very important is because both teams have been successful, right? For periods of time, Philly, in Kansas City, but the continued success is going to be when the core of the players continue to get better, right? You can't be like Anthony Davis after they won the NBA championship and come in out of shape, or not be interested, or always, I call it revisionist history. And AG, to be honest with you. Like, look, we won in 94, 95, and a little something off in 96. Okay, we got a humble pie, and we came back with vengeance in 97.
Yep.
It's just a little bit of tweak in the offseason where you have to really, really check yourself. Was I really that good, right? Was I as good as everybody was telling me I was or am or whatever it is?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I need to really take some hard coaching and get better at whatever you need to get better at, myself and everybody else, and then it all worked out for us along with some circumstances as well.
Exactly.
Well, Jay, man, definitely appreciate your analysis, folks. Tune in to JJ. Will be on today from 3 to 6 o'clock. Actually, be on the on the block, and of course, old school from 5 to 6 on the block from 2 to 4. 2 to 4. Make sure I got that right. We'll be breaking that down all day today. I know that'll be a main focal point, obviously, being the post game of the biggest game last year, where Eagles absolutely just beat the smoke out of Kansas City. Jay, again, Blackshirt, we appreciate you, man. Definitely tune into those guys later today. Yeah. We got history coming up, folks, on this Monday. We'll be right back.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot, and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Ella Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit allofiber.com to switch today.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. The end of season clearance is going on now with up to 50% off. Stop in now for best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coat, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. A few things off the text line. Yes, Thomas and Lincoln, my man. Yep. Thomas, good morning. He goes, AD, your old quarterback, talking about Pickett's, is a Super Bowl champion. He actually got in the game last night. Obviously, the Pittsburgh Steelers former QB got his Super Bowl ring. Good for him, man. No disrespect there whatsoever. The man got it done. Also, 3 Huskers were on that Super Bowl team. Nick, for sure. Nick. Well, that's one of the nice names as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Rico, you had of course,
Cam Jurgens, obviously at center. Nick Gates, a backup offensive lineman, and O'Shawn Mathis, who was with the LA Rams for a while, but he was with Philadelphia this year.
Absolutely. So it's good to see those guys get some rings, go down in history as far as that goes. And there was a image that they had of just Jalen Hurts in the locker room just holding that trophy. Everybody's got their Kobe moment, if you would, Jordan moment, etc.
Reed Blankenship as well, correct?
What's that?
Reed Blankenship? He's a Husker? I thought he was a Husker.
No.
I don't think Reed was. I don't think Reed was.
Okay. I thought he was a Husker. Okay.
Check that out. I don't think Reed was.
I do not believe so. I wish.
Tommy Gunn, good morning to you, man. Tommy Gunn, we appreciate it, man. He goes, I got nothing to ask AD. Just want to let you know I appreciate all of you, man. Tommy, we appreciate you for tuning in, man. Thank you for taking the time to do that. And all the listeners, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We love it. Just being able to get on the microphone, it's a privilege to be on the microphone and do this. So appreciate all of you for that. In history, on this day in history, there's a lot of history actually today. We're just going to get a few of them though. Husker football related wise, guys, I just had it up here. Defensive backs coach. Let me ask you guys, remember this name?
Okay.
Charlton Warren takes a job at North Carolina after one season with the Huskers. That was in 2015, 10 years ago. Dude, I barely remember Charlton Warren. I remember the name, but when I came across it, I was like, yeah, that brother was only here for like a year. And it was just 1 year. He was part of Mike Riley's staff, but he was here for a year and went to North Carolina after that. So, AG, Rico, listeners, I literally don't know how many defensive backs coach we've had in the past 10 years, man.
400.
It's been a lot of them, man.
425. That's
I totally forgot about Charlton Wharton, that he was the defensive backs coach here. AG, do you remember his name, man?
I know the name. Yeah, I remember him being on staff.
Yeah, it's like 10 years ago, we've had so many a lot of coaches just in general, but in particular defensive backs coaches. There's a lot of that have gone other places. But in 2015, informed Mike Riley that I'm heading to be a Tar Heel right now. So that's what
I'm gone.
I'm gone. I'm out. I'm out. Hey, G, what about you, my man?
Oh, yeah, I got a nice gaming one here. I got Mario Kart 64. Came out in 1997, 28 years ago for that game. Oh, man, just a lot of good memories. Just the one big thing and going on Mario Kart going on then and now is don't hit that. Don't have that blue shell hit you at the end. You know,
nope.
That blue shell get you. You're blown up, and it usually hits right at the right time. Somebody sends it when you're about to cross the finish line and about to win or get placed, and then boom, they hit you with the red or the blue shell. But red shells too, you gotta watch out for them, dude. But this iteration came out on I think it was N64 back in 1997, so February of 97. So that was right after, about a month after we beat Virginia Tech. And as Jay mentioned, we got back on that road to get back to the national title game, which we ended up doing and playing against Tennessee and my man Peyton Manning and Volunteers back in the 1998 national title game in Orange Bowl. But yeah, Mario Kart came out earlier that year on N64.
Love it. Here's a little Super Bowl history, y'all. Kelsey last night, we'll talk about him a lot in the next segment. 4 catches for 39 yards. Whose Super Bowl record for receptions did he
know.
beat? AG, any guesses?
I would say Jerry Rice.
Who would you say, Rico?
Jerry Rice.
It was Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice.
It was Jerry Rice. He had a couple of those late catches he had late that obviously didn't
do anything. Didn't matter.
But he broke Jerry Rice's record of 31 receptions. He definitely didn't care about that right there. So there's history that was made, but the wrong type of history. They were in the wrong side of history. And a lot of them, sometimes they were ranked in the top at halftime with point deficit.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was like, hey, remember 28-3. Patriots, Falcons. It's not over yet. And then the third quarter started, and I go, okay, maybe.
Yeah, when they didn't score out at halftime, that's when you kind of knew the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, this is not.
It was good to get deferred till second half, and like, okay, you could come out of half, you get 7 points on the board. That's ideal, and any points to the board, that's something. But you wanted 7 to 8 points. Maybe try for a 2-point conversion as they did later, in some of their scores there. But yeah. You wanted that first touchdown because then you could build momentum off of that.
All right, I got 2 things for you, and then we'll go to a break. This day in 1969, LSU's Pete Maravich scores 66.
Good gosh!
But his team did lose to Tulane 101-94.
Wow, impressive!
He dropped to 66.
66. Also on this day, back in 1971, Bill White becomes the first African American baseball announcer for the New York Yankees.
Wow.
Well, he's the first African-American baseball announcer. He did it for the New York Yankees.
What year?
Nice.
1971.
1971. Man,
okay.
For him. Trailblazer for sure. Trailblazer.
For sure.
David from Renew, Middle Tennessee State. Dave, thank you much. I think you're talking about
Reed Blankenship.
Reed Blankenship.
That's right, man.
All right. Fantastic. Yeah. Old Dad 34 says, I agree with Rico. 425 coaches at DB we've had since
That's about it. It's a rough estimate.
Thomas and Lincoln, before we go to break, he goes, the game was phenomenal. Only got to see Swift one time. And to top it off, KC lost. KC fraud this last year.
Wow. Wow.
When we come back, there's a lot to discuss, a lot of plot lines regarding the game last night. Is Kelsey done? Something to discuss, man. Where does this fall at with Jalen Hurts and those guys go from there? We'll be back, folks, to discuss it all. It's The Drive, 937 The Ticket.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead. Sleep in. You deserve it. And choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK. Make flying easy.
We currently have a great inventory of homes that are completed or almost complete available right now that you could move in within 30 to 90 days.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
In Woodside Village, which is in Northwest Lincoln, catty corner from the new Northwest High School, we have available homes right now that start in the lower 300s. Sod, sprinklers are included, all your kitchen appliances, brand new homes ready to go. A very accessible area, easy to get downtown, easy to get on the interstate. It's just a great location. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. Available homes right now that start in the lower 300s.
Call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see mainly cloudy skies, chance of snow this afternoon. See a high near 35. Tonight, a chance of snow and cold with a low of 8. Tomorrow, we'll see a chance of snow in the morning. Otherwise, mainly cloudy and breezy with a high near 19. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fierce Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fierce Cheese Spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fierce Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East Sports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back on this beautiful Monday morning. Cold, but beautiful. It was funny. Someone, I was just kind of during the break, somebody posted something on Instagram, picture of Kelsey on a golf course, saying Kelsey's working out the demons from last night. First, I'm looking at the picture like, first of all, that is not Kelsey. It's Kelsey, but it's an old video, and I'm thinking he lost about 15 pounds and he cut his beard and cut his hair that quick, huh? Ain't no way in the world that dude is playing golf this morning in New Orleans, where we're at. That'd be the last thing you'd want to do after that. But it's each their own, nevertheless. Speaking of Kelsey, y'all, okay. Want to get you in text line, let us know as well. You're looking at the game last night, the dominant, how they were dominated so bad last night. I mean, it was a beat down in epic proportions as far as that go. And no one, didn't say no one, at least I didn't see it coming, the score being that bad as it was, 40-22. AG, we talked about Kelsey getting those 4 receptions to go to beat Jerry Rice's Super Bowl record, which has been around for a long time, obviously, a long time. Do you guys see Kelsey coming back next year?
My thought process was that if they won, he was probably going to step away, although he said before that he wasn't going anywhere, that he was still going to play in the foreseeable future. My thought process was if he won, he'd be like, okay, this is good enough. I'm done. It's if you watch him play, it's tough for him to move around as much as he did before, as quick as he did. He's losing a step or two. He's still productive when he does get the ball, but he's not, the run after catch isn't there anymore. So I thought that he'd be done. I think maybe he comes back for one more year, maybe to kind of get a little bit more, maybe end on a better note, whether they win the Super Bowl or not next season. But I think he comes back for one more year just to kind of go out with a quote unquote bang.
Okay. AG, you know better than anybody, man, along with Foreman, of course, that play in that league. Father Time is undefeated. He's never lost. It's undefeated. You got the Hollywood Browns on that roster now. You have, obviously, Worthy, the deep threat explosion right now. You have, obviously, not a young guy, but still young relatively. Juju Smith-Schuster had some catches last night. You got the pick and DeAndre Hopkins, who dropped that one wide open. That was crucial for him. Kelsey dropped one as well.
Kelsey had 2 drops.
2 drops last night. AG, do you leaving on this note with such a bad taste? Okay, the 3-peat is out. That's done. Okay. He's got 3 Super Bowls already. The dude's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's leads in a lot of different categories. Do you think you see him back in a Chiefs uniform next year, man, or is he going to hang it up?
Nope. I think you're muted.
I believe he'll come back. I believe he will. He has the options to do both, to call it a day, right off into the sunset, but he also has the motivation from this game to come back. So we'll find out here in the next couple weeks, month, whatever. We'll all find out. But I would believe he comes back. He's a competitor. He won't just slide off that easy. But if he does, but like I said, he might say, you know what, I'm satisfied. I already have 3 Super Bowls, even though we went for the 3-peat, it didn't work out. I'm good. I'm satisfied. So that may be a possibility as well. So
he's 35 years old, which
yeah,
for a quarterback isn't too old. For a tight end is pretty old.
Yeah, you just got to make sure if he does come back, if he decides to do that, he just know he has to get to the grind. I'm talking to a few not former players, but current players right now that they're already in off-season conditioning right now. If you're gonna do it, maybe take another week off, and then you got to get right back at it. One thing that, like we were talking with Jay, teams are catching up. They could watch this film as a blueprint.
Yes.
Understand that you're going to have defensive coordinators and linebackers or dime defensive backs understand, okay, this is how Kelsey, it's not hard what Kelsey does with his running routes and things with his game to accommodate Patrick Mahomes. He basically reads the coverage. He finds out if his man is zone, it's definitely zone. He's gonna tear you apart because he understands how to sit in the soft spots of a zone. So that's his niche. And so now defense coordinators, they see the blueprint. Just put a spy on him, or basically, if it's zone, put a guy that's assigned to him when he's in your area to make sure that you don't try to cover the whole zone. Like, oh man, this is my zone, but you were 87 from Kansas City coming your space when we're playing against them. That's your guy.
You shade towards Kelsey.
Shade towards him. You let him know that you're there, because if you don't, he's going to mess around with you. He able to deke you one way and get around you. He does have enough wiggle in his hips to do that. We saw that during the playoffs. A couple big runs he had against the Texans in the first couple rounds. So he's still a guy. But if he gets his self going this offseason, hitting the weight room, getting in conditioning now, then we'll most likely see him back. But if not, like I said, it's just another option to say, hey, I did all I know I could do, and I'm satisfied with what I got, and be like his brother and be like, hey, I'm going to start doing what my brother's doing, all these fun commercials and hanging out with him, having more time to bond. And
start working for ESPN.
Exactly. Working for ESPN, creating another reality show or whatever he decides to do after that. The sky's the limit, because obviously the way his career went, he's between him, Jason Kelsey, Tom Brady, those guys can kind of write what they want to do. They could set the stage of what they want to do in their after their careers.
Absolutely.
Do you know the Chiefs are 0-2 in Super Bowls that Tom Brady has attended?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
We're going to talk about him in a sec too, man. We're definitely going to talk about Brady. Here's what Kelsey had to say after the game, reading here from The Athletic. You just asked about the assessment of the team's struggles. He just says they just got after us in all three phases. And on top of that, turnovers, penalties, playing behind the sticks on offense, dropped passes, not taking advantage of the play call and executed them. He goes, there's a lot that goes into it. He goes, you don't lose that bad without everything going bad.
Mm-hmm.
And they just looked, that team, AG and Rico, they looked lost, overwhelmed.
I was talking with Bill and Sip and Jake earlier today, and the offense for Kansas City just didn't look. And I understand that obviously Philly's defense was doing some things that, they were only rushing force. Really, they weren't really doing anything too complicated. They just had better athletes on the line in the trenches. But Kansas City's offense wasn't doing what they did during the regular season or in the playoffs. There wasn't a lot of window dressing. There wasn't a lot of guys moving along the line before the play, whether it's intentional or not, whether it's actually going to lead to, somebody running a route, or if it's just to figure out if somebody's in man or zone, or just to mess with the defense's perception of things. There wasn't a lot of that. They were very stagnant. And Mahomes, we were talking with Jay, didn't get out of the pocket as much to use his legs. And I understand that Philadelphia was keeping him in the pocket, but every time you want your quarterback to step up, every time he's stepping up, he's running right into pressure. So it's one of those where maybe, they did move the pocket that one time he completed a pass, but the offense just seemed lost. I don't know what was going on with Kansas City, but it just wasn't the type of offense that they had been running all season.
They like I said, it wasn't very exotic as far as what KC was doing offensively, and kind of got away from some things they were doing. But also, AG, think about this. Philly put them in situations they weren't familiar with, though, too. You know what I'm saying? From that defense standpoint, the number of third and longs they had were just insane. 3rd and 14, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15. They kept those guys behind, like Kelsey mentioned. They're behind the stick so often, man.
So he gets sacked 6 times.
Absolutely. Overall, Mahomes was sacked over 30 times this year. Over 30 times. He took a beating this year. AG, with that being said, before we slip to the next topic on this, what does Kansas City got to do in the offseason to strengthen that line, man? Or are they making some moves in free agency as far as their O-line goes?
Well, we got to see what's available in free agency. They'll find that out here in a month or two, a little bit over a month. And then obviously in the draft, find a guy, because that's where, once we get into draft talk, we all know that offense, defense starts in the middle with the O-line, D-line. So make sure you find the guys that you really need, if it's a tackle, if it's a guard, and just make sure they're the type of player that they can understand that they're going to be backpedaling a lot, because we got to get Pat Mahomes, because offensive linemen, they do not like to walk backwards. They like to go forward, push forward. So understand that you draft or you free agent an old lineman that understands his role and can deal with it, that had expertise as a pass blocker and also a run blocker. So you got to make sure they have the full gambit, because watching Kansas City for the last few years, you already know you got to be able to run block and definitely pass block to be a part of this team as an offensive lineman, because that's where that offense lives and dies. And we saw this years ago. We saw when I think it was Fisher, their tackle then, went out, and how that Super Bowl went for them and didn't go well. They didn't get the win against Tampa Bay that year. So again, blueprint, but also for them, blueprint to find, okay, we needed these tackles, these bookend tackles, to make sure they're protecting, and also guards in the middle and the center all collaborate on the same level to get on that I say aggressive, but then also pass protecting level as Philadelphia's offensive line did for Jalen Hurts and their crew.
So looking at CBS has a free agent tracker. Just looked it up for this offseason. And, obviously these things could change if people get franchise tagged or if they do end up signing with the teams that they're at. A couple offensive linemen, including guard Trace Smith for the Kansas City Chiefs, is going to be a free agent this year. You have Ronnie Staley, the offensive tackle up in Baltimore. That would be a really good one if Kansas City is looking at some bookends on the edge of their line. Cam Robinson of the Minnesota Vikings. There it is. Will Fries of the Indianapolis Colts. He's a guard. Just a couple of guys in here that maybe they'll be looking at. Kevin Zeitler of the Detroit Lions, who's a guard. Tevin Jenkins, Chicago Bears guard. Mekhi Becton of the Eagles is a free agent after this season. I could see them bringing him back. You saw he went out earlier in the game with an injury, came back in. And I mean, they didn't really miss a beat. The offense was just kind of moving regardless. It didn't matter who was in. But just a couple of guys there. Zach Martin of the Dallas Cowboys is a free agent. He's 34 years old. If you want to add him to your offensive line. Just a couple of guys out there who are going to be free agents this year. It's not going to be you won't be short at looking at offensive linemen if you're the Kansas City Chiefs in terms of free agency. And if you do want to go that college route, but that's going to be a little bit risky where you're bringing a rookie in and just throwing them in. I understand, they've had all the years in college to get bigger, stronger, faster. But yeah, as you know, the NFL is a different beast, Ahman.
Oh yeah, I know. But so yeah, that's why you're looking at the college offensive lineman. You gotta make sure they're well polished. They come from a university that has put out other old linemen of higher quality and higher expectation, higher standards. Looking at Notre Dame offensive lineman, going to look at Alabama offensive lineman, Ohio State offensive lineman. That's why there are the schools they are, because they put out this product of a quality at certain positions. So other positions as well, running back, sometimes quarterback, but definitely online. We're looking at some of the Big Ten schools, SEC schools, ACC schools, because not only do they have the size, they have the experience for all the reps they've gotten, and then obviously the confidence. From those reps, you gain confidence and you gain the ability to protect your quarterback and help your run game out.
Absolutely. We'll talk a lot more about this too. We got a lot to discuss this week. We're not going to get all to it today, but this week, just kind of breaking down the numbers and things I'm going to AG send you guys for tomorrow and Wednesday as well, as we begin to cycle out of the NFL. Man, it's hard to believe that's a wrap.
It's over.
There's nothing else left of it.
No more football except for the USFL.
USFL. Bone 66.
That's in March. That's in March, too.
March. Bone 67. Good to hear from you. Travis is taking up a good chunk of salary cap money. Yep, that's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that, man. Cubsker, good morning to you. Goes, what a game last night. What an atmosphere at Wings and Rings last night. Riding the high of yesterday and today. Chiefs got out coached and properly reffed. If we come back, there's Nebraska basketball action that's going to take place. Also give you a breakdown how the ladies fared down at Clearwater Beach. And the Lady Huskers got a big game tonight at the Vault at 7 p.m. We'll talk about when we come back, folks. It's The Drive, 97 Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at KoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. The end of season clearance is going on now with up to 50% off. Stop in now for best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coat, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fear's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fear's cheese spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fear's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built to serve, built to last.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Hey volleybalfans, this is Laura Dijkema, national player of the Netherlands and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
More Super Bowl this week and dive in between the numbers. There are a lot of numbers to dive into. You know, one more quick thing about that, you guys. You know, you think about it, Sirianni, the Eagles coach, man, he caught a lot of heat earlier this year. Remember all the heat he was taking earlier this year?
Everybody wanted him. Well, I mean, last year, everybody wanted him fired.
Wanted him fired.
They didn't want him around anymore.
They want
now
him
look
around.
at him.
And you think about this, though. I mean, he better not get comfortable. I mean, obviously, you got to enjoy this win, but you think about what happened to the former coach Peterson. Was it Peterson, the coach before him?
Yeah, Doug Peterson.
You know, Dougie won, I think, 2 years later. He was gone.
Yep.
You know, so it shows you, AG, you know that because you lived that life for over a decade. You know that, man, is a what have you done for me lately business. And they got to come back. Obviously, when you got a guy like Saquon tied in for a while, and obviously Hurts being young as he is.
It kind of helps to have Saquon.
Yeah, and you got a young center in Cam Jurgens. You got probably arguably the best offensive line in the league. Keeping those guys under contract.
The best defensive line of the
best defensive line.
They have probably the best roster in the entire NFL.
It's ridiculous.
From top to bottom, star players, big names, extremely talented guys. Probably from top to bottom, the Eagles have the most talented roster. So, you know, them winning the Super Bowl, not the biggest surprise, but it's still obviously an accomplishment, not taking anything away from them. But again, from top to bottom, quarterback, offensive line, defensive line, running back, wide receiver, tight ends, in the secondary, everything. They have big names all over the place, and it doesn't hurt that they've had some pretty damn good coaching as well.
Gotta have it.
They're going to be a team to be reckoned with for a long time. As we segue to the Husker basketball, men took care of business yesterday at home.
Look at it.
Oh, my goodness. The Husker men take care of Ohio State, 79-71. Field goal percentage, Ohio State shot 42%, Nebraska 51%. Three-point range, they shot 40%. Was it Mobley? Was that young man's name? Light-skinned brother for Ohio State, man?
Yes.
He was on fire from the three-point line. We shot 33% from the three-point line. But once again, Bryce Williams.
Mobley and Parrish. Austin told me this yesterday at the Wings and Rings. Ohio State made 10 threes from 2 players. Mobley and Parrish both had 5 threes made.
Yes. 4 straight games. They've taken care of business. Obviously, Illinois, Oregon went out to the coast and took care of teams out there as well. You take care of Washington. You take care of
Oregon.
And Oregon as well. They're playing some ball, man.
And it really helps that some of the teams that they beat earlier, they beat UCLA earlier, and now UCLA is kind of coming back into form. They beat Creighton. Creighton's coming back into form. So it really helps Nebraska. The teams that they did beat earlier are playing better down the stretch. I believe they have 5 quad 1 wins already. It could be 5 or 6.
I know for sure they got 4. You got Creighton. You got Creighton. You got
Ohio State.
Oregon, Illinois
was.
I think UCLA counts.
UCLA counts.
I think UCLA counts. So
They were 15 at the time, so they count.
I believe they have 5. If Maryland coming to town, if they beat them, that'll put them at 6 quad 1 wins. It's really helpful for Nebraska again that these teams that they're beating are playing extremely well now down the stretch. So this team coming out fresh off a 6-game losing streak to win the games that they're winning at the time that they're winning them is critical. And I think A1 to that is Bryce Williams kind of rediscovering himself, playing like a national player of the week, like he won last week, a Big Ten player of the week. He's playing at an extremely high level, and it's Nebraska finding out and him finding out this is the dude. This is the guy late in the game or whenever you need a bucket, you give the ball to him and you either get out of his way or you run a play specifically to get him a shot off.
Yeah.
AG, Rico, you think about the bench. Okay, we talked about the bench scoring. I'm going to read this real, just as far as how many guys have just stepped up, but how the points were well distributed throughout the team. Juwan had 19 yesterday. Buchentil had 15. Hoiberg, of course, you look at his stats across the board, there's just a ton of numbers, steals, rebounds. He keeps continuing to do them. Come back to him. Bryce, of course, became very assertive because there was a stretch there for like 7 or 8 minutes where he didn't even take a shot as far as that goes. Then he began to express himself and assert himself. Ended up with 24. Worcester chipped in 5, as well as Hasigian chipped in 5. And then you had Braxton Mia that chipped in 5. I'm going to go to Sam Hoiberg again. You guys, does it seem like he's kind of rubbing off on the rest of the team as far as that intensity?
A little bit. The hustle plays, the heart, the want to. It seems like, Sam, well, it doesn't seem like Sam's had that the entire time he's been here, and it seems like the rest of the team is catching on and doing exactly what he's doing. Big hurt part is that Berke Buchentil, who's kind of been coming into his own a little bit, maybe not scoring wise, but just doing everything else, leading the team rebounding, I believe he is going to be out for a few games due to that rolled ankle.
Yeah. So, Cubsker, that's kind of your update on Burks. For ours today, haven't heard anything as far as how many games.
That was, I don't know how many. I just know he's going to be out. I believe it was right after the game. Fred said he's going to be out for a while.
Yeah, he's going to be out there for a little bit. Juwan Gary, I know they got 1 from 3 from the 3-point line. The one he hit was nice. I think one that rimmed out, give or take. But you look at him continue to be a slasher yesterday. I mean, he took what was available, and he was not. And again, you look at that 6-game losing skid we had. He was shooting way too many threes and not going to his strength as far as
a lot of forcing things out.
Yes, I would say not just him, the entire team as far as that goes. And another thing, AG, I noticed yesterday, Enrico, when they didn't have the ball, when a player didn't have the ball on offense, they were moving. There was not a lot of standing around. Did you notice that in the past? This 4-game winning streak they've had, there's been a lot more motion. Guys are moving without the ball, and we didn't see that during that 6-game skid. There were just guys that were standing there.
A lot of ISO.
Absolutely. They were doing isolation. They were playing lazy at times, and now you see those guys constantly moving all over the place, and you have to do that against a team because Ohio State, y'all, was long. Those are some big boys out there.
It's a good team.
It's a very good
Regardless
team.
of what the record is, good. That's a good Ohio State team. And my favorite thing about Nebraska during this streak right now is the way that they're playing defense. The way that they're and the lineups that they're putting out there really allow them to switch on just about everything. And when you have a team like that, where it doesn't matter who's guarding you, they can all guard you at a pretty high level, at a really high level, because they're all long, they're all tall. Or in Sam's case, he's just a pest, just a menace defensively. That's really helping Nebraska to the ability of, it doesn't matter who is where, you're going to have a good defender regardless. So they're going to try, those other teams are going to try and set screens like, oh, let's get Bryce off of our ball handler, let's get Juwan onto him. But you don't want that. Oh, we'll get Juwan. Oh, it's Berke. Okay, he's taller, so I don't know if you want that either. So it's just a really good mix of players on the court right now for Nebraska during this streak. And it going forward, look, they say defense travels. Like, if anything, your defense is going to follow you, even if you can't shoot the ball, as long as you're playing tough defense. And that's what Nebraska is doing right now, is they're playing tough, hard-nosed, pesky defense night in and night out. And that's leading them to these wins, because when they play that defense, it leads to Juwan being able to leak out and get those easy dunks on the fast break.
Yeah, and if you look back at the history of this season already, with the losses, they had that losing streak. Look, it was overtime loss to Iowa. It was the big loss to Purdue, but then every loss after that, 3 points here to Rutgers, 3 points to Maryland, 5 points to USC, and then the big loss to Wisconsin. So that was all learning experiences of how they can, be in a game and still be, fighting back. So defense, get the defense up. So just tweak the defense up, like you just mentioned, Rigo. And that's why they're on this streak again. Because if you sit back and watch that film from all those games, you could say to yourself as a player and a coach, you know what? We were just a few plays of a tip pass or a turnover or hitting that shot when we needed to hit at that time. So now we still got some season left, and now let's do something with this. What's the rest of this season left on our schedule, and let's make light of it. Let's get some victories and get the victories you need. Because what we talked about a few weeks ago was that they get to 20 games. They're on that list of teams that's going to go in, especially going back and looking after those big wins they had during the season, the Ohio State victory, the Oregon victory, things of that nature. And that'll be the NCAA considering what can be of a team going into the dance come March, basically.
My big question, probably my biggest question now, and that's kind of playing off of
there's a payback to Maryland as well. So
yeah, some big payback to Maryland. That's kind of going off of the question from Cubsker, is with Berke's injury, who are they going to slide in there? Because no disrespect to the man, but Braxton Mia being out of the starting lineup and not playing as much has actually helped Nebraska in getting onto this streak, because he's 7'1". He's your tallest guy, obviously. He's your center that you had transfer in from Washington. He has been rough over the last couple of games, especially during that losing streak. It was rough to get him out there and to have him play. He's going to have to step his game up because he's going to have to play more. But who else is going to step up and fill that void from Berke Buchness? Are you going to have Cale Jacobson step up? He's been the guy that's kind of been coming off the bench late or in moments where they need another big in there. Are you going to give Gavin Griffiths a call? Are you going to get him off the bench? He's listed as a guard, but he's 6'7", the transfer from Rutgers. Earlier in the season, he got a little bit of run. It didn't really work out too well, and he's kind of gone back onto the bench. So I don't know who is going to step up and take that next spot where Berke is going to be out potentially for a few games or for a few weeks or however long he's going to miss. You're going to need somebody to step up, and I'm really interested to see who that next man up is going to be for Nebraska, because you need somebody else to take that spot, because like I said, he's been a fantastic rebounder for you, and he's been chipping in points here and there from time to time. He's gotten better as the season has gone on offensively, but for the most part, it's been his pretty solid defense and his rebounding especially that's been helping Nebraska during this streak.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how they continue to keep this thing going. And I'm shocked, because after that 6-game losing streak, they have really just turned it around. And I looked it up; they have actually 3 quad one just in their past 4 games. Winning those games, of course. Up next, of course, is Maryland, which is going to be a tough team. Maryland is always a tough team to play.
That's a payback game, though.
Yeah,
that's a payback game.
Absolutely.
We only lost to them by 3 points on their court.
Yes.
So let's return the favor. That's the mindset from a coach telling those players. And if the players aren't doing it amongst themselves, that's what you got going into this game.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that when they tip off against Maryland. That'll be Make sure I get this right. I think it's Thursday. Yeah,
Thursday. So we're 7:30.
7:30 at home, right there at the Vault. Folks, when we come back, quick little cap over the women softball team that what did they go three? End up going 3-1.
3-2.
3-2 down there in Clearwater Beach. We'll discuss that. Also with the RGT 80 attitude adjustment. We'll be right back, folks. It's The Drive, 937 The Ticket.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Cupid, the messenger of love. That guy is totally undependable. This Valentine's Day, choose Petal Creations as your personal messenger of love. From designs that say, hey, I kind of like you, to you rock my world. We know how to create the perfect floral design sure to tell your Valentine how you really feel. We have so many design choices it will make your head spin. More importantly, they will make her head spin. Petalcreations.com or 423-6500. Stop in and see us at 56th and Highway 2 in the Edgewood Shopping Center.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly cloudy skies, a chance of snow this afternoon. See a high near 35. Tonight, a chance of snow and cold with a low of 8. Tomorrow, we'll see a chance of snow in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and breezy with a high near 19. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico, is there AG? Let's give a quick breakdown. We'll do a quick breakdown of softball and also a quick preview for the Nebraska versus Iowa women tonight at the Bowl. Rico, we were reading off the errors. Nebraska went 3-2 overall down there in Clearwater Beach.
Yep.
The Class A and the last one they lost was a tough one. That was a tough one against
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State.
3-0.
3-0. But I'm talking about the one they lost to the earlier game on
the one the day before to Texas Tech.
Yes,
that
they
one
ended up losing 7-5,
5 to 6-5,
6-5, and they did it in a walk-off loss. So that was tough to see. But overall, what's your overall perception of what we've seen this over the weekend?
This is a good team. Yeah. This is going to be a really good team. They're going to make noise, especially in the Big Ten. And if things fall right, they should look. I don't want to project too much. They should be in Oklahoma City by the end of the season. But you compare it to last year's squad at the beginning of the season. Last year they struggled to score runs, and I understand that they were in shock after 3 innings of Jordy Ball, and then she tears her ACL. So it was a little tough to kind of get over that. But this year's squad, especially with Jordy batting as well, and some of the transfers that they brought in, the bats are hot. I know they lost 3-0 in the final game, but the bats are hot. They're swinging really well. Jordy and the other pitchers that they have in there are playing extremely well as well. And it's going to be a really fun team to watch all season just because of all of the weapons that they have and the way that they're going to be able to mix and match people who are able to pitch and play in the infield and play in the outfield. You're going to see people in positions maybe you didn't see before. And then having Abby Squire back in left field with her amazing glove and her amazing bat is going to go a long way as well. So this team, still a little bit of learning, but I think overall a much better start than last year's squad, and to carry over some of that momentum from beating Tennessee and from knowing you definitely probably should have beaten Texas Tech. Just carry that momentum from this tournament over to your next one and just keep things moving forward.
Hey, how big is it to have Jordy Ball back, though? I mean, she's
huge.
It's
huge. Yeah, it's huge. It's a confident builder. It's something that, like Rico mentioned, you build that momentum, and we've been talking about momentum all show. From what Philly did in their game to understanding when you do certain things. Yeah, you didn't get the product you wanted, right? You didn't win a whole lot in this tournament, but you played well, and that's something they could take and stack on top of that, and then use that as that momentum going into whatever next game is coming up. And team and Jordy having some pitches, some of their pitches looking really nasty already. I saw a changeup, man, and I'm like, ooh, that was a pretty changeup. And so she's doing that now. I just can't wait for later on, because now you're just warming up. It's literally because they're not playing at home. They're on the road. They're going down to the fair weather states to play in the games and be competitive. So you're on the road all the time. So that is a part of the game, but they know that going into it, that we can't play a lot of our early games at home in Lincoln because it's cold. So with that adjustment there, they have the mindsets to do what they need to do. So just imagine when they are home, when we get in late April and then May, where they could play their games and compete, it's going to be super fun to watch these ladies play.
Yeah, it will. It will. So they took care of it. Like I said, 3-2. We kind of see who they were. I feel like you said those unforced error runs that cost them in those games they did lose.
Let me put it this way: they gave up 6 runs to Texas Tech. Jordy Ball was pitching. None of those are on her ERA because none of them were earned.
Mm-hmm.
They were all unearned runs, all 6 of them.
Those will hurt you. Those will hurt you. Like we see so far tonight at the Vault, 7 p.m. The Lady Huskers take on Iowa, the Hawkeyes in basketball, a team they nipped by 3 points. The last time they played them late January there in Iowa City. 2 players to look out for Iowa. Iowa that comes in with 16-7 record overall, 6-6 in the Big Ten.
You gotta be careful. They knocked off USC.
Yes, indeed. Yes, a team that beat us rather handedly. Juju. What was Juju's last name? The young lady.
Juju
Watkins. You talking about basketball?
Yes.
Yes. Juju Watkins.
Yes.
Baller.
She had her way with us the last time we played them out in California about a month ago. Iowa's got 2 studs as well that are just they're averaging a lot. They got Lucy, number 33. She's a guard. She's averaging 16 points a game. Be careful of again Lucy Olson, and as well as Hannah Stolke. I believe how you pronounce her last name. Stolke. She's averaging almost 8 points a game, and as well as their other guard, Cindy Folter. She's averaging about 8 points a game. So Nebraska will have their hands full tonight for sure. You better believe that Iowa's going to come in here and want to do the same thing to us. We did to them in Iowa City just a few weeks back. Snuck one out there. And I think for me, guys, Markowski's got to have a big game tonight. She's got to have a big game tonight because there's been some games to where she was kind of cast for the ghost. And I go back to the Indiana game where they kind of boat raced us a week and a half ago. Nebraska, we're going to need her to step and not get into foul trouble. We're going to need her to step up big time tonight, not get into foul trouble, and show us Markowski that we know who is. And I think that's going to be big.
Yeah, controlling the boards and the paint. That's primary. That's priority number 1 for any roster out there, especially ours.
It's a tough 2-game losing streak right now that the Nebraska women are on, but you can get it right against a rival, against Iowa at home. We'll see if Nebraska can get it done. But yeah, you're right. If Alexis Markowski can get back to be her normal Markowski self, where she's threatening for doubles damn near every night, then that puts Nebraska in a really good situation. And if Britt Prince can continue her upward trajectory of her freshman season, you're sitting in a really, really nice spot. And then all of the production that you're getting from your other post players like Jessica Petrie, that'll go a long way in kind of taking some of the pressure off of Markowski so she doesn't have to do as much, but still get her stuff in.
Absolutely. Folks, this segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack's been a well-respected representative since 1999. Can help protect your home, vehicle, family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Folks, I'm going to do the RGT, and the 80 attitude adjustment is one in just one segment as far as that goes.
Go ahead.
Break it down. The RGT. Rav's good take. Oh, man, my throat's so dry. Again, I am giving to the city of Lincoln as far as the road crew goes. Special, just as far as, their first responders. This weekend, unfortunately, I heard a lot of alarms going off. There were fires, there were accidents and things like that. And just looking at a number of crashes that have taken place, unfortunately, the past couple of weeks, those guys and girls see a lot of things that they cannot get out of their heads. They're always going to be there. And I just want to give a shout out to all the first responders that are out there. I think it was just earlier this morning, Rico, that fire engine jetted by here. And it was moving fast.
It was moving.
So there was something that was going on. And those guys and girls see things that that they cannot get out of their heads and to save lives, many times putting their own lives at risk for that. So they are the Raffs could take. First responders here in Nebraska and all over the globe as far as that goes. As far as the 80 attitude adjustment, I just want to say this. I want to say thanks to everyone that sent me birthday, texts, messages, things on social media. It was a painful birthday. That's my bad. As that sciatica is slowly but surely getting better, but I got some meds now that are definitely helping out with that, alleviate some of the pain. So trying to find a place to get comfortable is awfully tough when that pain is just throbbing, like constantly shooting it down your legs. But today's it's getting a little better today when I woke up, a little bit better. But the thing I want you to be cognizant of, we're all on the clock. I want to understand that we're all on the clock because none of us know how many tomorrows we got left. None of us know how many tomorrows we got left. So enjoy today. It's the 80s attitude adjustment. AG, anything to send us home, man?
Hey, yeah, I got a good, nice little quote here from our one of our leaders, Colin Powell. It says, "Have a vision and be demanding. Go get it."
Go get it. I love it, AG. I love it. Rico, thank you much, my man. Folks, we'll be back here tomorrow on this. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. Tomorrow, hopefully, we're talking about a Husker ladies' victory in the vault tonight. Tune in for that game at 7 o'clock. We will tune in with you tomorrow. Have a great one, folks.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henry's at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all